Alright, so welcome to this video. The title is probably saying that it's a tutorial on this new Mac that I've done, which honestly I think it should pretty much be a okay, my name is way too long, Jesus. Right. Okay, not sure if y'all can hear me still, but the thing is, this Mac it has variable velocity. It's extremely simple. Barely even uses any logic. Despite my can't speak. Barely uses any logic, and most importantly, it can go in a multitude of terrain as you are currently seeing. You know, pretty simple design. Not really a lot of into it, but as you can see, it is slowly accelerating. And currently, like I'm, in a trotting velocity, 30 kilometers an hour. And then, if I want to go faster, I can go up to 50 kilometers an hour. And what if you want to go back? Well, you're going to struggle a little bit because it kind of wants to keep the momentum going. So it does take a little bit to lose its speed. Well, you can quickly fix that by just turning. This is kind of a rocking speed, 30 kilometers an hour, as you can see. Okay, but what you guys really want is to see how this thing works. So, basically, there's this little servo over here, a spinning servo, which is attached to an angle sensor. This angle sensor is then attached to a number display. Also, make sure that it's on measurement, because what this is doing basically is kind of spinning and then measuring that angle. So it goes to the number display and then goes to this. It functions on sin. The reason why this is important is because the sin is of an angle. It goes from basically to -1 and then to 1 and -1 and then to 1, -1, then 1 and so on. I'm probably going to be showing an image on how this looks on the math stuff. So yeah, this thing uses math. You're going to need to use your brain a little bit to this. But this only vibrating, so there you go. Then it grabs that value, which is -1, goes for 1 and so on, and sends it to this number display over here, which then sends to these guys. This one's going to send just for your main legs, like your thighs sort of, and it's basically going to control the velocity and and you can alter like speed, the angle that it moves, and so on. And as you can see, it doesn't control these things, but since you can see that when it moves, one of the main things is like the lower part of the legs. I don't know what that's called. English is not my first language, okay? And that's when these comparison gates come into point, because these are what you can use to kind of alter. So since this is the value that it's sending, and you can see that, look, this value over here, it's going to be a negative. It's going to be less than 0, which means that it's going to start turning, which is when it's like kind of over here. When it reaches that, that's when it's going to toggle. No, not toggle this one. Toggle. Why are you? Okay. Sends that value to here. When this thing reaches a value, it tilts a bit, and so on for the other one. The only difference is that this one's less. Oh shit! This one's less than, and this one's greater than. So when you pack the two together, you can kind of make so that it's kind of independent. As you can see, it doesn't depend on a specific timing. It changes its own timing on its own. So I can even climb some relatively steep surfaces like this with just about no issue. As you can see, this is pretty steep. I can slow down a little bit and try to improve its grip. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do this. This is actually much steeper than I thought. Marcus easy does it. And on a bit more. even a bit more. And there we go. Also, make sure that you have a lot of suspensions around this thing, with a lot of soft, what is it called again? Yeah, a lot of damping and pretty low on stiffness, so that it can, kind of bounce around, And if I go, do I even have this thing? Ah, shit, I don't have it. I thought I did. Anyway, I wanted to have I thought I had something like this. It's kind of a similar concept, but the one difference that this one is bad. Over here, it's kind of tweaks. Like it's a quadrupedal walker, but it can't go on. And I also use the color buffer server, which are actually surprisingly bad. So it's kind of just hopping around a lot. But you can kind of see what it's doing here. As you can see, this is the value, that little one on the left, the lower one on the left. Oh god, it's not kind of the one on the left, that's the value of the sign. So as you can see, it's slowing down and slowly applying that value, and then when it goes negative, it turns those things off. So it's basically doing the same thing for the other bipedal map for this thing. However, the only difference really is that this one has a speed at -1, this one's also -1, but they are reversed and they have a delay and so on. But this one can have just the main ones, just the main server. This one's completely on its own, which is very important because it allows you to sort of variable velocity. As you can see, it also walks surprisingly smoothly. Well, so now there we go. As you can see, once you get the speed right, it can climb any surface surprisingly, both agile and so yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to have a few, gyros over here so they can help you stabilize. But apart from that, that's kind of it. Also, if you're running how I wait till it kind of gets immediately, neutral position, I just added another servo to the servo, which is this rotating servo here. It's attached to a 50 sensor. It's a 50 degrees in hold position. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But once you get this done, you should be able to have something pretty similar. Like, let's say you want it to move in the opposite direction, you can just go over to the comparison gates and invert the input. So as you can see, now it's kind of, reversed. I haven't made this thing before this, so it's not. But yeah, you can also alter the times, like let's say 0.5, so it's actually a little bit on the positives, and so on and so forth. As you can see, this thing doesn't really have the best timings. And also, beware the rotating servos, they don't have a lot of torque, which is also why they are kind of slow to slow down. So, because it kind of wants to keep moving. So I have this, it's kind of short a little bit. You can go over, alter this, it's like 0.5, and this one's also at 0.5. But now it's gonna alter that when it's at a more positive value, I think. Yeah, definitely more positive value. As you can see, it's a little bit more smoother. But still not made for this. That's why it has center of mass control. It actually seems to be kind of making it worse for this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. I don't know about likes. I'm new to YouTube. I guess it helps. I don't know. But make sure to subscribe because it recommends more. And if you want to see more of my builds, I can definitely show them. Some of them. I got this thing which is has a tracking device, not tracking device, but a targeting device. And also, if you want, I can also go and explain. Where is it? Where the hell is it? Oh, there. This, no, made a video just kind of showcasing it. Oh, my bad. It has a kind of a laser sensor. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to call it. It's a little aiming thing, you know, as you can see. So yeah, if you want a video on this thing's like significantly more complex compared to the Mac. But if you guys want a video about one of these things, make sure to just say it in the comments, really, because apparently no one really comments in my videos. Honestly, I don't really blame them because I don't talk in the video. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. And also, I really don't know how to finish videos. Jesus